Don't judge a book by its cover is a metaphorical phrase that means one should not prejudge a person or a thing by assessing superficial details alone, because after taking a deeper look it might not be as first expected. If taken literally, this means that we should read the book to form an opinion on it. But what if the language of that book is just another cover? A well-crafted package that is there to convince us or to keep us convinced on a thing that otherwise wouldn't appeal to us at all. By language, I of course mean the method of communication and not a specific language used in a specific country. And it seems that this type of language and other aspects of verbal and visual communication can dramatically change the meaning and perception of the content. It can either attract or repel us. The way something is presented or communicated to us can be highly swaying. Communication can either turn us on or off. Allow me to demonstrate. If you are listening to this, do you find my weird, hard-to-place accent annoying? Or perhaps my voice or any other thing? Did you continue watching the video despite of it? If you haven't clicked off, can you put "I'm here" in the comments? Up until now, I haven't made any controversial or substantive points, yet most of those that started watching the video never finished. It must be my style of communication, some of it or all of it, that hasn't grabbed them, hasn't moved them to continue watching. But sometimes words are not used to keep a captivated audience or to communicate a certain point. They're used to make something horrific pass our humanity test. Some texts can motivate us to action, and others can subdue us into complacency using kinder, fuzzier, pacifying words that are there to create a degree of separation from or hide the horrors of what we're about to read in a minute. In my last video I mentioned fetal bovine serum in the context of a technology of cultivated meat. While reading up on it, I found out that this serum is widely used in research. My favorite subject. I found a company that sells it and I just couldn't keep this text to myself. Let's go through some of it. What is fetal bovine serum? And there's a nice picture of a cow backlit by a rising sun. This is the first blatant manipulation in this article, as if anything described in it will be approximate to this beautiful picture. If you have asked, what is fetal bovine serum and what is it used for, you are not alone. Who wrote this article? This is not a frequently asked question. Fetal bovine serum, FBS, is the liquid fraction remaining after the blood drawn from the bovine fetus coagulates. So far so good, we have an explanation of what the final product is. Let's continue. Categories of bovine serum. Bovine serum is classified according to the age of the animal from which the blood was collected. We have a range of serums here, starting with the unborn and ending with a year-old cow. Donor cattle are raised in a specific controlled herd solely for blood donations. I didn't know it was a separate industry as well. The word donation usually means giving something voluntarily, and as we previously mentioned on this channel, a cow cannot give consent for a blood donation, so it's a forced volunteering, which makes about as much sense as saying consensual murder. Let's skip a bit. I'm going to leave a link to this if you want to read the entire thing, but I'm interested in this. How is fetal bovine serum collected? The general procedure for fetal bovine serum collection includes the following phases. As a byproduct of a meatpacking industry, let's stop here. Meatpacking is a phrase that focuses on only one part of the industry and doesn't mention the other, more gruesome stuff, like slaughter of animals, for instance. I'd say that's the most significant part of the industry, not the fact that they later put the parts in plastic. As a byproduct of the meatpacking industry, fetal blood is collected at the time of harvest. Sorry, I have to stop again. Harvest is a word we use to describe the process of gathering crops from fields. Here, the word is used to create an equivocation between the two processes, despite one involving a collection of non-sentient plants and the other is slaughter and bloodletting of sentient animals. From abattoir sounds prettier than slaughterhouse, where cows pass veterinary pre- and post-mortem inspections. At least we have an admission of death in my namesake, so if the cows undergo pre-slaughter vet check, that means that the workers know that they are slaughtering a pregnant cow. And to me, that's horrifying. Fetal bovine blood is collected from deceased pregnant cows in government-approved facilities. So this is government-sanctioned to slaughter pregnant cows. And deceased is a word usually used to soften death, and I don't think it's applicable here because the cow was slaughtered. She didn't pass away or pass on or any other euphemism. Blood is drawn via cardiac puncture, probably by a vet because it seems to require knowledge of anatomy, from an expired fetus. Expired is also a beautiful euphemism for death. In this case, I will grant the use of the word because the fetus will become unconscious or die after the pregnant cow has been killed. I suppose which one, unconscious or dead, is dependent on how progressively pregnant the cow was. In a closed aseptic system using best practices to regulate hemoglobin, blah blah blah, the rest is about serum processing. To summarize, the thing done to animals prior and during the extraction of not so pacifyingly named fetal bovine serum are horrific and are animals' rights violations. But the customer who buys the serum doesn't need to hear it in plain text. The process needs to be made okay. There does need to be a separation. And words help to do just that. If you were sufficiently under-pacified by this video, please press like and subscribe for more post-mortem analysis.